Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to GVN Interviews. Today, I'm talking to Luka Wilson about her film Disposal, which can be seen right now on Hulu as part of their bite-sized Halloween collection. Thank you so much for joining me. I thought that the film was great. Probably one of the most anxiety-inducing shorts.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and to be talking to you. And I'm glad that it gave you anxiety. That was the plan. That was the idea.
Now, where did the idea for Disposal come from?
The idea was really simple. I just kind of gave myself the task to create tension around like an everyday occurrence or like an everyday like household item that, gives you anxiety. And I feel like everyone can relate to hitting the switch of a garbage disposal. And for some reason, your body goes tense, even if your hand is like nowhere near the garbage disposal. So it started off with a really simple idea. And then I wanted to layer, some interesting dynamics that can get us there on why that would even happen or why your hand would be in that garbage disposal in the first place.
Yeah, and I think you hit it on the head with layered, because I know in my review, I believe I said something like it's just a wonderful chain of events that get you to the finale, and I think it's so well like built up to get to that finale, which we'll talk a little bit more about vaguely, because I don't want to spoil it, but
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, but so the chaotic family, is that something that is relatable for you?
Yeah, it is in a sense, and it is and it isn't. I think I always wanted to be a part of like a big Italian family.
Mm.
I have a sibling. I'm not Italian, but that's just a dynamic that I'm very familiar with, and that I've always kind of wanted to be a part of. So that was a big, and there's a family in particular that was an inspiration for this family. So yeah, it was all intentional.
Nice. And I think the way you shoot it is so brilliant too, because again, it's like the way the camera is, how like almost in your face in certain moments, and the editing really, again, it was just like so anxiety inducing, as I said. So really well done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I really wanted to I wanted to play with that anxiety and kind of up front just tell you where it's going, so that and sort of start pulling the rubber band back on like on that tension and making people wait for that moment, because I think you kind of start to understand how we introduce the disposal, like where it's all leading to. So that was fun to play with that tension in the script for sure.
Nice. Now, what would you say is the most challenging aspect of this particular project?
Most challenging aspect. Well, I think it's a challenge with shorts in general, is just making it feel like a full story, and keeping people hooked for a short amount of time. So I'm really interested in character-driven stories. So just I think the challenge is making sure these characters feel real and whole and like people that you can understand in a very short amount of time. That's probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah, and I think that, that's sort of why I think, to do a really great short film is maybe in a way harder, in a big way, versus a feature film, because again, you have to, hit all the beats in, maybe like 10 minutes. I think your short was just under 10 minutes. So
yes.
So yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah, and really well done. So I'm going to keep this very vague for spoiler's sake, but the ending is very impactful in a very, I think, minimalistic way. What was that always your intention, to kind of leave things a little ambiguous?
For sure. Yeah, that was definitely, I really like when movies end that way. And I like when you can sort of make your own, you can project and also take away your own meaning from it. But I did want to I wanted to pull, you know, a switcheroo so that we can be a little bit in the position of Chris and sort of and sort of understand, I guess, his heteronormative limitations in the perspective of what was going on in his home and in his relationship. And you know, he was missing the mark and he was kind of trying in all the wrong ways. So I definitely wanted viewers to feel that and walk away with a little bit of that gut punch, I guess. But yeah, I always like it when things are a little, you know, ... a little left undone.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, because I think like the stuff that's like the scariest to me is like realistic situations, like unfortunately domestic abuse, things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like would you say that you kind of hope that this maybe sparks a conversation about that, about you know, relationships and you know, domestic abuse?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's part of it. I think it's also the pressures of a you know, monogamous long-term marriage. I think it's strikes conversations about addiction and the harm that that does on everybody around you, you know, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely, I think, does. And what has the fan reaction been so far? This probably hasn't been screened, but do you plan on doing like film festivals with this?
Yes, yeah, we've gone out to a few film festivals, and I'm excited to see it with an audience, you know, potentially like in a theater, because I think that will be a fun way to see how people are reacting to it. But yeah, we've had a great reaction to the film so far, and it's been really exciting.
Yeah, that's great. So let's say a studio gave you a blank check and you could make your dream project. What would that be?
Wow. I want to do like a Jurassic Park origin story.
Nice. All right.
I know that's a curveball, but that's like what my my childhood dream is, you know, is to maybe be the first female director of a Jurassic Park franchise film. So I would want to go back and maybe do some like pared back origin story, because Jurassic World has, you know, it's gone to the edge of everything.
It's probably putting it nicely, because I don't think those are very good movies.
No, this is good strategy.
There you go. Well, I'm going to put that out in the universe. I hope that happens, because honestly, we need like a new direction. So is there any upcoming, like just to wrap things up, is there any upcoming projects that you're working on that you can talk about?
Sure, yeah. I'm actively developing a feature for my first narrative short, Sealed with a Kiss. So I've been, working through a few ideas on how to take that character into a different world and different circumstances, and that's been really fun.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate taking the time. I again love Disposal, and as always, you can check this out on Hulu as part of their bite-sized Halloween collection. And thank you so much again.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, love. Sorry. I'm slow this time of day. Like the three clicks at the same time.
Yeah.
They're a real challenge. Thank you so much, love.
Yep. Have a good one.
Have a good one.